Hello, I'm Amita Sehgal. Today's tutorial is on blinks. Blinks in an animation actually have a lot of meaning. They can be used very purposefully and they can add a lot to a shot to convey the thought process of a character, to convey the emotional state of a character, to add humor, to deliver the mood of the character. So please do not be adding blinks into your shot randomly. You don't want to just sprinkle blinks in there for the sake of it, but use blinks purposefully. Think about what they mean and exactly for what effect you are using them, and add them with thought. Okay, let's just look at some of the most popular places where we use blinks. First and foremost, head turns. Now, head turns are actually the most popular place where you would use a blink, because when you have a big head turn from one side to the other, invariably a person would blink in the middle of that head turn. Another reason why you add a blink in there is to avoid a very uncomfortable big movement of the eye direction. So if the pupil is moving from one end of the eye to the other without a blink in between, it looks quite unnatural, because even if you were to try doing that in real life, you can get a sense of how uncomfortable and unnatural a movement that is. So a blink is a good solution for that in any sort of head turns. To convey surprise or shock, the double blink conveys a surprise or shock really well, because it adds to the take of a shot. So a take is when a character reacts to a certain piece of news which either shocks him or surprises him or just takes him aback. It's technically called a take, and you can look that up. Richard Williams has a fantastic write-up on it in his Animator Survival Kit, and the double blink works really well in this scenario. As we have seen in films from forever is the flirtation blink, right? So there is the double blink, which is it's flirty, and in a lot of non-flirty situations it's still very coy. It's meant to be charming, so it's very purpose driven to charm the person it's being used on. There is the slow blinks. Now, slow blinks are used in a number of cases. One more obvious one is when a character is sleepy, or it could be a person who is slow in understanding something, or it is a person who is finding it difficult to believe what is being said. So slow blinks are very useful in that scenario. Sarcastic blinks. Sarcastic blinks, like a lot of other blinks that are used for the sake of humor, can be timed differently, but are most effective when they are followed after a period of intense staring. So if a character is staring for a very long time and then there is a blink, used and timed properly, that can add to a very humorous effect. So the timing of different blinks will have to be studied individually for the purpose that you're using it for. In case of a generic blink, one of the most popular timing is this. At frame 1, you have the eyes fully open. Frame 2, the eyelid moves down slightly. Frame 3, it moves halfway down. Frame 4 is closed. Frame 5 is not only closed, but there is a compression. Frame 6, the lid goes up slightly. Frame 7, the lid continues up. The bottom lid is open full. Why is that? Because the bottom lid actually doesn't travel as much as the top lid. So in a blink, you have the bottom lid doing just about 15% of the rotation, whereas the top lid does most of it. So the bottom lid opens up much quicker than the top lid because it has a shorter distance to go. And then you have the top lid almost open and fully open. And the reason why the lid closing and opening actually follows different timing is so that on either side of the closed lids you don't have a similar image showing up. So you don't have an exact same position of the eyelid showing up, one frame before the closed and one frame after the closed, because what happens is when you're watching it as a movie, those two frames being exactly the same will pop visually. So you want to kind of change the position slightly in the closing and opening of the lids. So please do study blinks in live action movies. That's a fantastic place to look at how many different kind of blinks are there and to what effect they have been used, and timing can always be studied from there as well. Hopefully this helped. Till next time, thank you.